You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, let's talk about the great Jerry West, the logo of the NBA. Because there was a time, man, when the NBA was actually really popular, you know. Not so much today, guys. Not so much today whatsoever. The NBA is dead, okay? But we need to talk about Jerry West and Jeanie Buss. Jeanie Buss has disrespected the great Jerry West. She gave her top 5 Lakers of all time. And Jerry West was not in the top 5, but she put LaChina James in this top 5. The ultimate disrespect, man. So that's what we're going to be talking about here in this video, guys. But first, make sure you guys go over to blackandwhitenetwork.com, sign up and become a member today. We post private videos to the website just for our members. And if you're on the silver plan, you get more private videos. And you also get to be on a panel on member-only live streams. Also, if you don't want to do any of that, just consider clicking the donation tab, giving a one-time donation, or shopping for the merch. Use the discount code LaChina, all one word, and we're going to give you 15% off your purchase, folks. So let's get into this, man. Jerry West offended after not making Jeanie Buss's list of top 5 Lakers. How in the world do you not have Jerry West as a top 5 Laker? Guys, he won an NBA championship there as a Laker. He played his whole career with the Lakers. But however, his executive career with the Lakers is even more tremendous. He was the architect of the Showtime Lakers. Showtime Lakers, he won 5 championships as the GM. And guys, the Lakers that won 3 straight titles with Shaq and Kobe, he put that together. Now, he only gets credit for the first championship that Kobe and Shaq won. But essentially, man, he was responsible as a GM anyway for the other 2 champions. I mean, look right here, man. 8-time champion as an executive, 80, 82, 85, 87, 88, 2000. And also 2-time executive of the year as well. Now, not all that was with the Lakers, but still, how in the world does Jeanie Buss not have Jerry West on there? I just don't get it. But it says here, guys, it's hard to argue against Jerry West's accomplishments. He personified the Los Angeles Lakers for 14 years, making the All-Star team every season, being elected to 12 All-NBA teams, and leading the team to a title in 1972. Despite all that, Jeanie Buss doesn't consider West as one of the top 5 most important Lakers of all time. Buss appeared on the All the Smoke podcast in April, where she included Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Phil Jackson, LeBron James, and Magic Johnson on the list. Now, I don't think anybody's going to have a problem whatsoever with Kobe, Kareem, and Magic on there. Maybe not even Phil Jackson. But LeBron James has only been there 3 seasons. 3. Jerry West seems like he's with the Lakers forever. And he won a grand total of 7 titles there as a player and a general manager. But Jerry West had some words for Jeanie Buss. West interpreted that as a snub because it was, calling Buss' list one of the most offensive things I've ever heard during a podcast with Peter Vesey, according to CBS Los Angeles. Quote, I saw the other day Jeanie Buss made a statement, the 5 most important Lakers, one of the most offensive things I've ever heard in my life. I was there a lot of times, had a lot of success, West told Vesey. Be curious to know if they would have had that success if I hadn't been there. No, they wouldn't. They really would have not won all those titles without Jerry West putting all that together. But he goes on, he says, and I don't even take credit for stuff. I don't. When I was around, maybe I was just a good luck charm, West went on. But I do know that when this thing fell apart, there was a lot of years where they weren't very good. And he's absolutely correct, man. I mean, I don't know what Jeanie Buss is actually smoking. I really don't know what she's smoking by leaving Jerry West off of there. LeBron James has no business being on this list. Absolutely no business whatsoever. LeBron James didn't even make the playoffs his first season with the Lakers. Granted, he won the title in the bubble the next season. And this season, they're kind of teetering, man, of not actually making the regular playoffs right now. LeBron James doesn't belong on this whatsoever. Jerry West absolutely deserves that spot. Also, I talked about this in another video, man. What about the late, great George Mikan? I know he was Minneapolis, but he's still a Laker. He was much more important to the Lakers than LeBron James. He was the first really big-time NBA superstar. This is completely insulting, really, to Jerry West. I'm with Jerry West on this already. And it says here, it even questions, whether or not LeBron James is a top 5 Laker. It says here, is LeBron James a top 5 Laker already? James making the list could be controversial considering he's only spent 3 seasons with the team, but it's hard to argue against his results. Well, compared to other people that's been on the Lakers, yeah, we can make that argument. James has continued to put up strong numbers with the team and led them to another championship last season. In addition to that, James' off-court impact gives him an edge over the competition. What? He's destroyed the NBA. I mean, who in the world is writing this stuff? Who in the world? This doesn't make any sense. James' commitment to helping others through his I Promise School more than a vote. This I Promise School is not even in LA. It's in Cleveland. More than a vote organization, other resources, key part of what makes James one of the most important members of the franchise. This is BS. This is complete baloney here. This is obviously written by some pro LeBron James person, man. Obviously it is. But this is ridiculous, man. Jerry West definitely has a bone to pick here with Jeanie Buss. I'm with him on this. It's one of the most offensive things, I've ever seen. I'm a big time Houston Rockets fan. This is like, well, at least I used to be anyway. This is like somebody coming in, they're asking Tim Fertitta now, because he's the owner of the Rockets. That's like asking Tillman Fertitta, who's your top 5 Rockets of all time, and not putting Akeem Olajuwon in there. Yeah, or Calvin Murphy. Those guys. Clearly top 5 Rockets of all time. This is the equivalent to that. This is idiotic by Jeanie Buss. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.